Um, Great. Now we'll go ahead and get into Team Meias. I believe Manav will be giving the elevator pitch.
Imagine you're playing in a high school basketball game. You go up for a layup, and after landing, your ankle feels a little off, but you continue to play anyway. After the game, you take your socks and shoes off to reveal a purple swelling monster on your ankle. The doctor confirms that it's an ankle sprain. 93% of student athletes suffer injuries while playing a sport, continue to play through it, and make it worse. Introducing Meias socks, the future of injury prevention for student athletes. Meias socks are a lightweight, comfortable, and durable pair of undersocks that ensure student athletes can identify and prevent injuries. Using sensors placed throughout the undersock, data is collected and sent to an app which coaches and athletes can then use to identify problems in the technique and improve it to prevent future injury. Meias can be applied to virtually any sport. Meias has reached out to numerous professional coaches and athletes. We are discussing a partnership with Fathom AI, who has fitness and recovery API. We are applying for a provisional patent to protect our intellectual property as well. You do not want to miss out on the fast-growing, innovative empire of Meias sock.
Great job. Now we'll move into the presentation.
Here we have Unch. Look at him, about to win the game for his team. He runs up to bowl the final ball. Oh no! What happened to his ankle? Look at this devastating injury. Should he stay in or get out of the game? Well, thanks to the Meias sock, he knows that it is not a severe injury and now he can still play. Now let's meet the brilliant team behind this.
Hello, judges. I hope you're doing well. I'm here to show you Meias, an innovative, performance-enhancing, and injury-reducing sock. Meias is a product made by athletes for athletes. I'd like to introduce my team. My name is Dina Prasad, and I'm the CEO of our company. Our CMO is Hannah Eisenman, Ansh Mutian is our CTO, and Avanish Ravat is our CFO. Our COO is Manav Desai. All of us play sports for our school. Manav is going to tell us more about foot and ankle injuries that occur while playing sports.
Athletes face ankle injuries every day. And not just any athletes, it's us. I hurt my foot last year and had to miss out on an entire season of cross country, as well as having to get surgery. Both Hannah and her teammate hurt their ankles, causing them to sit out and thus lose playoffs. Not only that, but our resident baseball player Avanish obliterated Dina in a 1v1 basketball game, causing her to get her ankles both metaphorically and physically broken before faking a flop that would make LeBron proud. Here you can see Hannah experiencing a very real, not staged injury on Dina's the volleyball court by twisting her ankle while blocking. This is not an uncommon problem. 1.3 million athletic and recreation-related ankle and foot injuries occur each year in the US alone. Some of the most common injuries are plantar fasciitis, Achilles tendonitis, and ankle sprains, all of which take many weeks to heal and potentially months if not properly treated. Now, let's go back to Dina to look at the solution to this problem.
We are introducing the Meias sock, a solution to this problem. The Meias sock is a lightweight, performance-enhancing, and injury-reducing undersock with sensors embedded into the fabric to track athletes' movements. The sock will send this information to an app for the user. The Meias sock is made for athletes like us and our peers. We heard from many experts in the field of foot and ankle injuries, ranging from physical therapists, such as Swati Godbole, to surgeons like Celine Barak. We received positive feedback from many potential customers, including players, coaches, and parents. This demonstrated to us a large market interested in our product. We sent out a survey and got 150 responses. Based on our survey results, we added real-time feedback, fast detection, and no chafing. Over to Unch to talk about technology.
After all this talk about customer validation, let's talk about technology. We have talked to experts and athletes to identify the optimal placement for the sensors in the Meias socks. This sensor layout has 3 pressure sensors and 1 gyroscope and accelerometer. These pressure sensors are placed on the 3 main weight-bearing points of the foot. This allows us to detect improper distribution of weight in the foot. The accelerometer will sense how fast and at what angle the foot is landing. This device on the slide is the prototype for the Meias sock and has enabled us to test the product. In its finished form, it will be able to replace a $100,000 running analysis machine, according to Dr. Zach Boyd, a running physical therapist. This information is then sent to the phone using Bluetooth. The phone will push this data out to the cloud where analysis on the athlete's movements will be done. The app gives the athlete real-time feedback on their running and jumping. This means if I was consistently putting too much pressure on my heels, the app would tell me this immediately, save this information, and remind me after the practice to practice running on my toes to fix this problem. The app saves all of the data from my run and other activities, enabling me to track my progress and set goals. This sock didn't come overnight. We started with the idea of an insole with 2 pressure sensors. Then we added the app to allow users to look at what data the insole is gathering. We talked to student athletes. Their main concerns were comfort and the ability to wear a branded sock with our sock. So we made it an under sock and used very thin and flexible electronic components. Now to Hannah with marketing.
Our market consists of over 250,000 athletes in North Carolina between the ages of 14 and 18. Nationally, our serviceable addressable market consists of 1 million athletes from the ages of 14 to 18. And our total addressable market consists of all athletes across the country, totaling at about 21 million. Our main strategic strategy for marketing is reaching out to athletes and parents via booths set up at local sports tournaments. Meias will also be promoted on sports media outlets commonly visited by millions of athletes, coaches, and parents daily. Specific sports-geared social media outlets such as Huddle, Max Preps, and Sports Recruits will help us to stay in tune with our particular market, as students around recruitment age is the general age we're targeting. Along with this, we will place advertisements in sports magazines and newsletters. It is important to note the changes within Meias' marketing goals over time. Originally, Meias was going to be marketed towards both high school and college athletes. However, we realized that the high school market was large enough on its own, and we are more in tune with these particular customers our age. We have enlisted over 50 ambassadors throughout North Carolina to help us increase awareness for the Meias sock. Our ambassadors are student athletes themselves, who not only promote our product, but help to educate other athletes about foot and ankle injuries. Dina will now talk about our sales plan.
We plan to sell at local sports tournaments for the various sports we are targeting. I've been to many of these tournaments myself while playing basketball, and they host thousands of athletes all at one time. At these tournaments, we will demo and sell the Meias sock. We will also sell the sock directly through our website. Let's look at our operations with Manav.
In terms of operations, the Meias sock will be manufactured in Guangdong, China by a company known as Meat Socks, while the sensors are made in Zhejiang. Meat Socks will then integrate the sensors with the socks before shipping the socks to our warehouse in North Carolina. There, the socks will be packaged in our Meias sock box and distributed throughout North Carolina, thereby solidifying our Meias empire and getting us one step closer to world domination. Here is a breakdown of the manufacturing costs for a pair of Meias socks. After consulting with various sources, companies, manufacturers, and factories, we've concluded the prices for the different components listed are accurate. The total manufacturing price is slightly less than $24. A price of Meias socks will be sold to the customer at $169.99. The Meias app will cost $5 per month. Now, let's talk to Avanish to get to what we all really care about, the money.
In May's first year, we plan on selling roughly 900 pairs of socks to people around Wake County. In our second year, we plan on selling roughly 10 times the amount we sold in the first year, generating around $1.5 million in revenue. In our third year, Meias will sell around 30,000 pairs and 50,000 pairs in the fourth year throughout the Atlantic region. In our first year selling nationally, year 5, Meias will sell roughly triple what we sold in year 4, totaling around 150,000 pairs. This graph shows Meias revenue. Our jump in revenue comes with our nationwide launch of the Meias sock in year 5. In our first year selling to student athletes around the nation, Meias will generate more than $25 million in revenue. When compared to direct competitors such as Arion, RunScribe, and FeetMe, the Meias sock clearly outduels them. While all of us have accelerometer and gyroscope sensors, the Meias sock is the only product that has stride analysis and is injury reducing. All these features come in a thin undersock and are applicable to multiple sports. In the future, Meias plans on expanding product lines to include knee braces, elbow sleeves, and gloves. The Meias sock will also be sold at major retailers such as Dick's Sporting Goods, Amazon, and Target. Meias will work towards selling worldwide as well. We asked for a $3 million investment. Majority of it will be spent on sales and marketing and R&D expenses. With a reliable and effective sock in place, Meias will be popular among student athletes around the world, helping more and more unlock their full athletic potential. So, who wants to be part of the Meias empire?
That was awesome. Great job to Meias. We'll go ahead and get into the live Q&A. Mr. Brumba, do you have a question to ask?
Sure. Good job, team. Question for you is, it's a sock. So what happens if you need to wash it? What about sweat? Yeah, human sweat could be quite, so have you thought about those things, the durability of that?
So our plan is to add a plastic encasing around all the electronic components in order to increase the durability and increase the waterproofness. We're also planning on making it ISO 68 compliant in order to make it waterproof.
And then I'll just add, if I may, how will you charge it?
So we plan on having a battery that will last about 3.5 hours, and will take 30 minutes to charge using just like a micro USB plugged into the battery.
Great. Now we'll move on to Miss Ruparil.
So I went through your competitive slide. In fact, in India, we have a similar product which is presented to us. So how do you see, once you're out there in the market, this is a very interesting product, I must say that. How do you see competition catching up with you? Because there is competition.
So our competition, they're in different places around the world. So in the United States, Europe, primarily Europe, to be honest. So in our first region that we're going to be targeting, Wake County, and then eventually in year 5, the United States, our competition is really just us, Arion, and RunScribe. The other ones are in other countries. So we have different features we have a patent so that protects our intellectual property. So we feel that our product is a lot better than these. And as listed in the slides, there are different features like stride analysis and injury reducing that other products simply don't have.
Great. Now we'll move on to Mr. Dunjo.
Good job, guys. That was a good presentation. I wrote down questions, but I think one of the things which I saw is that when you put sensors in socks, and you said there are thin socks, how will this sensors tackle the pressure and affect the performance of athletes? Because athletes are very picky when it comes to the socks or shoes and stuff they wear.
So first of all, the sock is an undersock, which means though we have a lot of athletes that are a little picky about the shoes and the socks that they're wearing, they want branded socks. They're undersocks, so they go under the normal sock, so they can still wear the same brand. And then the other part of your question on how the athlete still plays with the sensors, we have tested our prototype, and while moving around and playing, we don't feel the sensors, and as athletes ourselves, We know that also while we're playing, whatever is on our feet is not really a big thing that we're focusing on, so the sensors are going to be virtually unnoticeable.
Now we'll move to Mr. Bowie.
Thank you. What a fun presentation. I think your idea about the market size is correct. I'm sitting here wearing a brace because I tore my Achilles tendon, so I wish I'd had your sock a few months ago. So I recommend to all of you in your passion that you read a book called Shoe Dog by the guy who founded Nike, Phil Knight. It's a wonderful book about this market. My question to you guys from a marketing perspective is, did you consider partnering with any of the shoe manufacturers who are, if you need a sock, you need a shoe. So.
Yes, what we have decided is that we have taken an interest into partnering with other brands as we are a new brand and have very little credibility at this point in time. Athletes have certain brands they're drawn to, such as Nike or Under Armour, and they're less willing to try something new. If we have the branding and what goes along with being with a company like Nike, then people are going to be more willing and more accepting of a new product such as ours. And since ours is so new, this is a wonderful addition to what people have already had from these great companies.
So I'm not clear. Are you saying you'd reach out to Nike and Under Armour? Because you didn't mention that.
Yes, we will. It's all part of the plan. Once we establish a little bit more credibility and make ourselves a more noticeable company, obviously Nike is not going to bestow kindness upon a brand new company and just sign us as a partnership. We need to prove to the world that we are the Meias Empire. We are going to we are going to become a great company, and we are going to be able to partner with whoever.
I have to intervene as your time is now up. We'll go ahead and move into the judges' scoring and transition time towards the break. Thank you so much, Meias.
Thank you.
Thank you. We hope you feel better soon.
Yeah, thanks.